Howdy y'all, let's make coffee creamer. The basis for any sweetened coffee creamer is going to be sweetened condensed milk, and 2 cups of either half and half or milk of your choice. In our case, we're using 2%. But sometimes I buy skim just for this. Just kind of depends on how fattening I feel like being. Now remember that with sweetened condensed milk, because it has sugar in it, sometimes it sticks to the bottom. That's why I've got a spoon, or not a spoon. That's why I've got a knife out. Once it heats up, it's just gonna do its own thing. Now technically, you don't have to heat up coffee creamer, but I am about to put espresso powder in mine, and I need it to heat up so the espresso powder will come all the way out. I make a caramel macchiato creamer because I'm boring and that just seems to be what I like the most. But again, if you were just wanting basic sweetened creamer, you would use sweetened condensed milk, 2 cups of milk of your choice, and a touch of vanilla. But we're making macchiato. So if you wanted just basic vanilla creamer, you would do your sweetened condensed milk, 2 cups of milk, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I am making macchiato, so my original recipe called for 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. I always do 2, and I am using the Starbucks dark roast so to get that coffee flavor that I want. 1, 2, and also using some homemade vanilla I made at Christmas last year. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of this. Or a little bit more. It's mine. Who gives a crap? And because I want macchiato, and you could change this up if you didn't want the caramel sauce that I'm going to get. Maybe you wanted this as a mocha. You could do a 1/3 cup of chocolate cacao powder or chocolate sauce. But in our case, we're doing caramel because macchiatos are caramely. Yes, I'm using my finger because, again, this is mine, not yours. Feel free to dirty another utensil if you want to. I don't want it. We're then going to take our handy dandy little thing, and you want to mix this really, really well. The espresso powder has a tendency to want to clump. It's why we're heating this up. So I try to mix it to the best of my ability first. See those little chunkies? These are the guys we're trying to get rid of. Now you don't have to use the Starbucks stuff. I just buy it because I like the flavor of it. If you like an espresso or any of the others, you just buy the coffee that you want. I always get a darker one, but my coffee, my cold brew coffee is typically made with espresso, so I like it strong. Okay. So we've mostly gotten it where I want. There's still some little chunkies, and that's okay. But we're gonna add the rest of our milk. And we're just gonna heat this up until the milk steams. We don't want it to foam. We don't want it to boil. Really, we're just doing this to get the espresso mixed in well and make sure that the caramel and the sweetened condensed milk heated up and smoothed out. Because once this is done, we're gonna cool it off for a little bit. Now I'm sure you can see that there's little heat waves. You can see them kind of coming off here. We're just about ready to turn it off. We're just going to give it a little, because we don't want it to foam. We just want it to mix. And basically we're there. See how when you move it, it's just trying to slightly turn it to a lighter color instead of, you know, as soon as that goes away. I know that we basically heated it up to where it needs to be. I can see the steam coming off of it, so can you. And now all we're gonna do is turn this off and set it to the side for about 20 minutes to cool down to fit in our mason jar. Okay, it's been about an hour, and although it's not steaming hot anymore, it's still just a touch warm, but not really too much. And we're just gonna pour this baby in here. We make coffee creamer. Yeah, I like these that have the little flippy tops. And they're just pretty good. And when you pull this out of the fridge, you can keep it in the fridge. It should be good about a week and a half, or whatever the date is that your milk was. So whatever, I would buy brand new milk. That way you could last that long, but this lasts me about a week. But when you get it out of the fridge, you just want to make sure you shake it if you put a caramel or a chocolate sauce in here, because it gets thick at the bottom. But it's just like your regular coffee creamer that you buy at the grocery store, except for mine doesn't have vegetable oil. Have fun, y'all.